I believe everybody from day one can come up with social proof.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the HighLevel Spotlight Sessions, where we showcase awesome marketers doing awesome marketing. Today, I'm joined by Luke Guy. He's the founder of LG Solutions that helps businesses gain social proof and as well as with digital PR. Luke, thanks for coming on.
Hey, Chase, good to be on. Absolutely.
So first of all, social proof, what is that? Talk to us about it.
Social proof, I believe, is the fastest way of getting a client to go from cold to sold, because it's nothing more convincing that you're actually legit. So that's what social proof is. There's so much variety of it, and it's so much there.
So it's basically like digital word of mouth, right? In the past, somebody likes something, they call their friend and tell them. Today, they post online somewhere, and that's the social proof.
Well, that's social proof, like testimonials. Testimonials, one thing, talking heads saying good things about you, or screenshots of positive things. It's not just, people saying good things, but just like, for example, if you say, hey guys, I got 400 reviews on my website, go check it out. That's social proof. That is something that makes people go from cold to sold. So, and I believe everybody has social proof or wins. And I found when you post that stuff, that makes people want to buy from you faster than anything that I can think of.
Yeah, you mentioned screenshots. I'm a huge fan of sharing screenshots because it doesn't really get much more authentic than that. And I don't think people do enough of that, right? So
No, they don't.
Is that something you sort of teach? Like, hey, every time somebody, mentions something great, whether they privately message you or post it in a Facebook group or whatever, you need to screenshot that and then publicize it.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, there's an app called Telegram. You can also use Trello boards. Some more people are familiar with the boards. And anytime you get a win, like anytime something cool happens in your business, or someone says something cool, or there's a big move in your business, take a screenshot of that. Eventually, that's going to become very powerful, and it's like a game to me. It's like 100 points to my highest score every time I find it, and it actually get pretty addicting. And that's the only thing we should really be posting, for me anyway, as a consultant. And that sells info for high ticket. Be posting that more than cat stories and your Pop-Tarts, and you'll do a whole lot better.
Well, let's backtrack. It's kind of like a chicken and egg a little bit, right? So if you're brand new, a young agency, and you're like, well, we don't have any customers yet, so we don't have any social proof to post yet. What's your advice in that situation?
Man, I love that. It's probably the number one question everyone comes up to me with, Chase. So you're spot on. And the fact is, I believe everybody from day one can come up with social proof on day one. In fact, this is why people come to me. Social proof is not just someone saying, hey, I just made $1 million off of Luke Guy. And that's amazing. I love when they say it. In fact, I got a client yesterday that called me and said he's buying a yacht from working with us. I actually put it on my that's social proof. Like when he told me that, I said, man, can I post about this? Right. And now I posted on my profile, and people's not going to believe it. So I'm gonna have to be like, all right, dude, we got to take screenshots. I'm even thinking about taking a video on his yacht and just say, hey guys, he's on a yacht. I don't know if I can take shots of the receipt, but there's so much there. But for people who are starting from the beginning, literally day one, like for example, Chase, right now, me and you together, this is social proof. I am right now being interviewed by one of the fastest growing CRMs out there in America and across the world that I've seen. And just the fact that we are talking together, this is a form of social proof. The fact that me and you are in the same digital room. Like, for example, think about like this. If I did an interview with Elon Musk and he's right there where you're at, and I took a screenshot of that, hey guys, I'm talking to Elon Musk, ! Do you know how much engagement that would get? Just a screenshot of that. And he don't have to say anything good about me. Well,
for sure.
You're Elon Musk in a situation. People knows who Chase is. People know who HighLevel is. This is another 100 points to my score in my business. So this is social proof right now.
That's interesting. That's a really good perspective. And that's a really interesting idea in that, in this day and age, everyone with a podcast is hungry for guests, right? So it would be pretty easy, even if you're just getting started, to book some interviews with some people that you respect in your industry and then turn that into social proof, like you're saying. So that's great advice as far as if you're at the very beginning. I also like, start with friends and family, find someone in your industry and say, hey, let me implement this system for you, whether it's at a discount or for free or whatever, just to get the first piece, the first success story that you can tell. And then talk to me about paid. So do you take social proof and actually use it in your paid advertising?
I really do. I really do, because that's what's going to convert your paid media faster than anything. In fact, it's like the webinars used to be the thing 5 years ago. That's really got crushed. Definitely got crushed after iOS. The iOS update they did in the ads really put the, put the bullets in. So social proof is what's going to move things even faster. In fact, what you're doing is you're taking, when you run ads to or whatever to your funnel, if you don't have social proof, and more than just talking heads, people think talking heads is the number one thing. In fact, that's probably the weakest things you can put on your site, actually, because I can go to Fiverr right now for $5. I can get a person to say whatever in the world I want. I've actually tested it. I've actually read out crazy scripts. You should watch them. They're actually crazy funny. Okay, because I'm known for that. And they'll say whatever you want them to say for $5. It's amazing. And I'm afraid there's a lot of people doing exactly that same thing. So that's not as powerful as it used to be. So having a different variety of social proof, like we've been talking about here, it definitely moves the needle with paid media. But I recommend everyone who gets started on the social proof game that I'm talking about here, start organically, and you'll be surprised at people that comes out of the woodworks and want to work with you.
Really interesting. So now let me ask you, because I saw one of your podcasts recently, the title of, or the topic of the episode was the market crash coming and social proof marketing. So what are we talking about here? What's coming? What's on the horizon? What crash?
Well, we're already
going concerned.
Well, main things to be focused and be building good things like you guys are doing, right? You focus on your clients is number one, but it's good to know what could be possibly affecting my numbers. I mean, right now, we're going through a crypto crash right now. Bitcoin just dropped from a 55 to a 39 in 24 hours. That's insane. I made that podcast Saturday. Now, I wasn't referring to crypto because I don't know much about crypto, but that's kind of our mini crash we're going through right now. But I believe our numbers are highly inflated. I believe they're highly inflated. Numbers got to come back to real. And things got to get back to like there's nothing right anymore. What used to, like wood, for example, what was $10 is now $30, $40. It's absolutely insane. So the reason I'm talking about that is to keep people focused. Don't worry about what's coming. It's coming. Just know it's coming. So that's more than anything. Be focused on what you're doing and post your wins. What's going to get you through this market crash coming up, the crypto crashes, is you doing good things for people and talking about it. That's what's going to get you through any market crash. It's always been that way. Go get people some wins, go market those wins, and your success rate is going to be higher. Your repeat business is going to be higher. And you wouldn't think you would have to teach that, but I think we really need to get back to the basics. I really do.
Yeah, that's good advice. And once you get enough of it, like what we love to do is make testimonial video mashups. Those are super powerful, right? So once you get enough social proof going on, you can splice them all together, make really powerful videos for ads and things like that. Now, let me ask you about something that I don't like in the social proof space, which is those little pop-ups that it's like, oh, Jane Doe just bought 5 seconds ago. And then like 10 seconds later, it's like, oh, Tim so-and-so just bought like 5 seconds ago. Are you a fan of those?
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Do they move the needle? I guess they do. I really don't have, are they overrated, underrated? I really don't know I don't know how to really measure that. I don't know. I guess
it must, right? Because there's several companies that do them and they still are in business.
I really don't have any feelings on them things. I really haven't been able to measure them that much. It really didn't move the needle that much for us. I guess you could call that, because there's a website called Proof, I think, around that. But to me, on my list, it's like way down here of moving the needle. I'm not gonna be like, oh wow, this is 1995. Oh, there's a sticker down there. Someone bought it. I'll buy it now. It's not. That's not how I think.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. So Luke, let's shift gears a little bit. So paid advertising, you've got some funny videos that you make. Comedy works really well, right? Absolutely. But comedy is also very hard. So talk to me about that. Is this something that you feel like you can teach to somebody, or is this just like, if you got it, you got it and run with it, and if you don't, find something else?
Well, I don't. So the thing with me is I've been crazy as a kid. Like I was just one of those kids that was just doing crazy stuff. Always had a camera. I got jokes to this day. Me throwing my siblings around, being superheroes and stuff like that. That's something I always did. So it's actually paying off now, because everybody else is walking around with Lamborghinis and jumping off the helicopter, and here I am blowing things up. and making fun of myself on a Zoom call, like this all, and people love it. And it's actually what's helped lower our lead costs because people actually like it. Because when you scroll your ads, it's another guy in a red suit and a Lamborghini, but those things are getting killed like really bad. Like they're not doing that good anymore, like it used to be even 5 years ago. Can you teach it? That's a super question, Chase. Can you actually teach that? I guess the script writing, I guess it comes down if you got a good script writer. I've never taught it to anybody. I
feel like you could probably give somebody some tips of more just encouragement, right? Like
I could.
I feel like I feel like there are a lot of people who could be funny or create creative, funny types of content, but they're a little hesitant or scared to do that.
Scared. They're absolutely scared. They're scared.
It might come off as unprofessional, right?
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing, because that was my fear. And that was my fear. But I was like, because I've been wanting to do it for a very long time. And I guess what started it was probably the Harmon brothers. Probably you've heard of them, I'm sure. And then you haven't heard of the Harmon brothers?
No, who are they?
Oh, really? So the Harmon. So you ever heard of Squatty Potty or any of those brands and products? The Harmon brothers is the one that made that video production.
Okay.
Like they like, or the mattress one, like Purple, the mattress.
Yeah.
They created like, and at the end they'll say, and if you're a human being and like to sleep, click below and buy the mattress. Or they say, all this crazy stuff. They created those type of funny ads. They really kind of started that. I say that they're known for it. And then you have Chamber Media. That was another one. Both of these guys.
There was like the Dollar Shave Club video was really funny, and there was like a few of those that went super viral, right? Like trying to think of what the other one was, but I got you.
That was my first inspiration. Actually, that you say that goes even beyond the Harmon brothers. And I don't know if because that dude that started that, I don't know if he was a marketer. I know he's a marketer. I don't know if he was an agency, but he actually sold that business for $1 billion.
Yeah,
and that's
insane.
That one commercial. I'm not saying that one commercial was worth $1 billion, but it started the fire. And totally. I remember watching and I was like, it was so unique to me. Like, who does this? And then all of a sudden you start seeing Harmon Brothers come out and Chamber Media. And I was like, it can't hurt for me to try one, put a little money behind it. And it just, my lead cost just dropped in half. And now they just gave me hope because I've always wanted to do that. And
look at Old Spice. Remember those commercials? They had a bunch of really, they had a run of a few years of really funny commercials.
And Geico's not as crazy, but they've had some funny stuff for the past, 10, 20 years. They've been doing stuff like that. But you always have that fear of, what if I put all this time in? Because my very first one that I did, I put I think 3 hours in it. Because I didn't want to be bad. And then I remember just launching ads, and that day leads were doing this, just coming
really
in. And I was, yes, it was like way better than images. And I was like, this is absolutely insane.
Well, let me ask you a question, because comedy is subjective, right? So like when you make a video, do you have like a network, like a sounding board to make sure that it's as funny as you think it is before you actually run with it?
You're looking at the sounding board right here.
Oh man. Okay.
I really don't have a board yet. I'll say, hey wife, what do you think? It's stupid. Great. And then I'll upload it.
That's the approval.
And not to say that, there's a soundboard actually. I forgot there's a professional soundboard. I should take it to my wife. What do you think? And if she doesn't laugh, I did horrible. And to get my wife to laugh, I'm doing something. So I'm like, is this funny? Not really. If she's laughing and rolling, all right, throw it out, upload it, because not easy.
That's awesome. I love it. And like you said, it's almost like a breath of fresh air. When you come across some funny content or some zany kind of content, and it's like, oh, here's somebody who doesn't take themselves so seriously. Like here's somebody who's, you know what I mean? It's probably going to be a pleasure to work with.
Well, I literally had a guy get on a call with me. I said, so why are you signing up with me, by the way? You're so excited. He said, honestly, I don't know. I just love it in your video when your mustache did like this off your face, and I just know how to work with you. I was like, what? How? He's like, I just know you're funny, man. I know you're going to be cool to work with. And come to find out, the guy's like me. He's like cool to work with. We do like meme wars. GIF wars, like back and forth as a client. And it's just like way laid down. He doesn't take himself so seriously. And I know there's, we're all different personalities. I think they said there's 7. That's just my personality. And I love working with people who don't take themselves so seriously. And
that's interesting because it can function as another filter, right? So we've talked a lot. I've had several guests on the show who are like, you need to even if you're not niching into an industry, niche it into who you are, right? Make it very clear of like what you're about, who you want to work with, because you want people, if you're not at a point where people say, no, I don't want to work with him because of this, this, and this, then you haven't gone far enough. Because then there'll be the flip side of people who are like, yeah, that's the guy I want to work with because of those same reasons, right?
I never thought about that, but it actually is a filter. And I've noticed the quality of my clients are actually better since I started doing it.
And what industry are you focused in, or do you go all industries with the same model?
Well, I actually focus on the consulting. I've actually kind of expanded a lot more. Now I'm in the consultant agency, all things high ticket infopreneurs, if I can say it like that. So it's really people who are in that, who have, so for example, not someone who works for a corporation, for example, and they have control of the prices. There's no government mixed in the bit and tell them how they can and can't do things. So that's why I kind of went with that world, to where they're like consultant agency, which everybody's coach today. So it works perfect for me, actually.
Nice. And talk to me about how HighLevel's played into this for you. When did you come on board with HighLevel?
Oh man. So with HighLevel, so I'm trying to remember what year it was. It's been a few years, and I was in a hotel going to a ClickFunnels event, actually, of all places. And I was in the hotel across this, to where ClickFunnels was at. And I got a call from my white labeler, because at the time I wasn't running my ads. And he's like, Luke, we're switching the softwares. I was like, switching the softwares? Why are you switching the softwares up? And he's like, we found a software so much better than what you're using right now. I said, really better? And he said, yeah, for real. Like, you want to try it? I'll send you a link over, try it out, and let me know what you think. But I've already imported everything into the software. I was like, well, thanks for telling me. So I go look, this cannot be any better. And I really wasn't in love with that software anyway. And I logged in. I was like, this is very simple. I can actually use this thing. Not like the other one. I just want to, beat my head against something. And I was like, I love how the automations and stuff at that time, which is so easy to do. And that's kind of how I got introduced to it. And with the app, and the clients loved it. And the big thing I love about it is the dashboard, to where I can literally just, toggle between my different clients, and then the texting feature. I could go on and on, but that's where I'll start. I was actually going to ClickFunnels, and I still use ClickFunnels. HighLevel is just one of my, one of my softwares that I use, but with HighLevel, I probably put more hands on, because with a funnel, which I know you have the funnel, the membership, I'm just starting to use. I started using that this week. I love that. Saving me a ton. Loving that. Way easier. And I just use ClickFunnels because I've always, been there. But when it comes to the CRM part, I think that's kind of where they failed at, and that's where you picked up at. So it's just funny enough, it was actually at a ClickFunnels event, indirect competitor, but you both work great to me.
That's awesome. So Luke, if people are liking what they're hearing and they're relating to this, and maybe they need a little encouragement about taking a stab at some funny type of ads, where do they find you?
So you can go to lukeguy.com. That's where my podcast is at. It's actually where you found that podcast, Chase, where I try to release stuff every Saturday. Or you can go onto Facebook and type in Luke Guy. I'm the guy. Currently, right now, my profile is a picture of holding up a lightsaber. I'm not moving that anytime soon. So I'm holding a lightsaber up. It's bright blue, and you can click me there and add me as a friend and reach out to me. Be glad to help you any way I can.
Awesome. Well, I'm so happy to hear about the success that you're having. We are happy to have you as a high leveler, and thanks again for coming on to talk to everybody.
Oh man, my pleasure. Talk soon.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you in the next one.